for you, this journey with the growth?
Well, Claressa is the best thing that ever happened to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta say that, man. Definitely one of the best things that ever happened in my life. Very beautiful, very outgoing. So much love, man. So much fun. Smart. You know what I mean? People don't know. They don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Just a blessing in my life, man. Love it.
How has this been for you?
What's grabbing everyone's attention right now is the way Claressa Shields has been promoting her upcoming fight. The closer you look, the more you understand why so many fans are talking about the ticket sales and the overall buzz surrounding the event. On the surface, everything appears to be moving as planned, but online, plenty of people remain skeptical. During a recent live stream from the gym, Shields addressed the conversation by saying there's nothing unusual about the current ticket sales. According to her, many of her supporters traditionally wait until the final days before fight night to buy their seats, making late purchases a normal pattern for her events. Still, that explanation hasn't convinced everyone. Critics argue that if ticket sales were truly exceeding expectations, there would likely be regular updates highlighting those milestones. Instead, the lack of official numbers has only fueled more speculation across social media, with fans continuing to question how the event is performing. Several online posts have claimed that between 8,000 and 10,000 tickets have already been sold. However, those figures have not been confirmed by the event organizers or any official source. As a result, the exact number of tickets sold remains unclear. That uncertainty has led many people to wonder whether the remaining seats can realistically sell out in the final weeks before the fight, especially if a large portion of buyers continue waiting until the last minute. Until official attendance figures are released, the debate surrounding the event's ticket sales is likely to continue. It's certainly an ambitious expectation, and many fans remain unconvinced that ticket sales will suddenly accelerate in the final stretch before fight night. That skepticism is part of what has kept the conversation alive online. As part of the promotional campaign, Claressa Shields is continuing with a strategy similar to previous fights. One of the key events on the schedule is a fan meet and greet in Atlanta on the 29th, allowing supporters to meet her before the bout. The appearance is being promoted as a major opportunity to build excitement and connect directly with fans ahead of the event.
According to the event promotion, attendees are expected to have the chance to take photos, collect autographs, and purchase tickets for the fight. The goal appears to be creating a personal experience that encourages fans to attend the event live rather than simply following it online. Whether that strategy results in a meaningful increase in ticket sales remains uncertain. Shields has expressed confidence that combining fan interaction with on-site ticket sales can help drive attendance before fight night. If a significant number of seats are still available, however, it will be a challenging goal to accomplish. She also revealed plans to hold a media workout during the same promotional event. Public workouts have long been a standard part of boxing promotion, allowing fighters to showcase their training while speaking with reporters and generating media coverage. This time, though, some observers believe the focus extends beyond publicity. Instead of simply creating headlines, the event appears designed to encourage fans to purchase tickets before leaving. That shift has led some people to view this promotional campaign as carrying more pressure than previous ones, making the coming weeks especially important in determining how successful the strategy ultimately proves to be. The promotional strategy has also sparked plenty of debate online. Some critics question the idea of encouraging fans to attend a meet and greet with the opportunity to purchase fight tickets there. Their argument is simple. Since tickets are already available online, they wonder why an in-person event would be necessary to persuade people who already intend to attend the fight. That question has divided opinions across social media. Supporters see the meet and greet as a smart marketing move that gives fans a memorable experience while building excitement for the event. Others, however, believe it suggests that additional promotional efforts are needed to boost interest. Many fans have raised another point as well. If the people attending the meet and greet are already dedicated supporters, wouldn't many of them have already purchased their tickets? That question has become one of the main topics of discussion, with some observers saying the strategy doesn't fully make sense from their perspective. At the same time, others argue that fan events are a common part of combat sports promotion and can encourage undecided fans to commit to attending. Whether this particular event has that effect remains to be seen, and many people will be watching the turnout closely. The conversation has also shifted toward the people involved in planning the promotional campaign. Some social media users have speculated that Papoose may have influenced the strategy, pointing to his previous confidence about helping generate support for the event. However, there has been no public confirmation regarding his role in the promotion. For now, the discussion remains driven largely by online speculation. Until official ticket sales figures or attendance numbers are released, supporters and critics alike will continue interpreting the promotional campaign through their own perspectives, making the fight's build-up almost as closely watched as the event itself. That's why many people expect the upcoming meet and greet to generate plenty of live streams, photos, and social media clips. Those posts will likely give fans a better idea of the event's attendance and overall atmosphere. Whether that interest translates into a noticeable increase in ticket sales, however, is something only time will tell. Some observers believe the event could provide a modest boost, while others question whether a single promotional appearance can significantly significantly change the overall sales picture. Even if it results in a few hundred additional ticket purchases, many would likely view that as a positive outcome. The event should offer a clearer indication of public interest, but until then, much of the conversation continues to rely on speculation rather than verified ticket sales figures. The discussion hasn't been limited to the fight itself. Attention has also shifted to Claressa Shields' recent music release, particularly a short promotional hook that has generated conversation across social media.
One topic that has caught fans' attention is the lack of publicly available streaming performance data. Typically, when music is released on major streaming platforms, listeners look for charts, stream counts, or other performance indicators to gauge how well it's being received. In this case, some fans have said they were unable to find that information immediately, leading to additional online discussion. Although the release is only a short promotional track rather than a full-length song, many people still expected to see some indication of its performance after it became available on streaming services. The absence of easily accessible numbers has left some fans curious about how the track is being received. Because the song received considerable promotion, many listeners naturally searched for streaming statistics to measure its early performance. Until more information becomes available, however, much of the conversation surrounding the release remains based on observation and speculation rather than confirmed data. The absence of publicly visible streaming statistics quickly became another topic of discussion. Before releasing the full version of the track, Claressa Shields had spent several days building anticipation by asking her followers whether they wanted her to drop the complete song. Once it was officially released, many fans expected performance data to begin appearing shortly afterward. Instead, the lack of easily accessible streaming numbers sparked even more curiosity. As fans searched for the track's performance, they came across several possible explanations for why public metrics were not immediately available. One explanation suggested that the release was simply too new, and that streaming data often takes time to appear across different platforms. While some people accepted that reasoning, others remained skeptical, noting that the song had already been available for a couple of days. Since it was reportedly released across major streaming services around July 21 and 22, some listeners expected at least some public performance data to be visible by then. Another explanation pointed to delays in how streaming platforms process and display play counts. According to that view, reporting updates are not always immediate, particularly during the early stages of a release. However, without official clarification from the platforms or the artist team, the reason for the missing public metrics remains uncertain. Beyond the music, another development involving Shields attracted significant attention online. A recent social media post about her sister quickly became one of the most discussed topics surrounding her. In the post, Shields expressed that she no longer considered her sister part of her life, writing that sometimes the people closest to you can become your biggest critics. She also stated that she had cut ties with her sister and ended the message with a strong expression of frustration. The post spread rapidly across social media, prompting a wide range of reactions from supporters and critics alike, with many weighing in on the very public nature of the family dispute. What has made the situation even more surprising is that the reported family disagreement is said to have taken place nearly 2 weeks before it resurfaced online. That timing has led many people to wonder whether something else may have happened behind the scenes that prompted Claressa Shields to address the issue publicly again through Snapchat. Observers have also pointed out that her sister Brianna has maintained a relatively low public profile since the livestream in which he discussed what allegedly happened at the funeral in Flint. Based on what has been publicly visible, there has been little new activity related to the dispute, causing many to question why the topic was suddenly brought back into the spotlight. Because of that, online speculation has continued to grow. Some people believe the disagreement extends beyond the events surrounding the funeral. Instead, they point to Brianna's previous comments suggesting that Shields does not always respond well to criticism or being corrected. Those remarks have become a major focus of the discussion, with some wondering whether they contributed to the growing tension between the two. From that perspective, some observers believe the conflict may have evolved into a broader disagreement about communication and differing opinions, rather than the original incident itself. Others argue that family disputes are often more complex than what is shared publicly, making it difficult to know the full story based solely on social media posts and live streams. The conversation has also expanded to Shields' personal relationships. Some critics have suggested that changes within her inner circle have become more noticeable since Papoose entered her life, speculating that certain long-time relationships may have shifted over time. However, these remain opinions expressed online, and there is no public confirmation that those changes are connected. For now, much of the discussion continues to be driven by social media commentary rather than verified facts. Until those directly involved choose to provide additional context, many of the claims surrounding the family dispute remain matters of public speculation rather than established fact. From one perspective, many people don't believe Brianna's actions were motivated by jealousy. Instead, they see someone who chose to stand by her own beliefs rather than simply agreeing with everyone around her. That distinction has become an important part of the ongoing conversation. According to those following the situation, the disagreement centered on events surrounding the funeral. Reports have claimed that Brianna did not support preventing Shalita from attending and was willing to express that opinion openly. Some observers believe that disagreement marked a major turning point in the relationship, although neither side has publicly confirmed every detail of what occurred. If that interpretation is accurate, some believe the conflict may have grown because Brianna chose to speak her mind instead of remaining silent. That possibility has led many people to question how a disagreement between family members escalated to the point where Shields later referred to her sister as an op on social media.
The situation has drawn even more attention because Brianna had previously defended Shields in public. In earlier comments, she reportedly said she would have stood up for her sister if necessary, but believed a funeral was not the appropriate place for confrontation. From her perspective, there was a proper time and place for handling disagreements, while still making it clear that her loyalty to her family remained strong. Because of those earlier statements, many followers have found the apparent breakdown in their relationship difficult to understand. Seeing someone who was once publicly supportive, later described as an enemy, has left many people wondering what may have happened behind the scenes. The discussion has also sparked a broader debate on social media about loyalty and accountability. Some commentators argue that the people who challenge your decisions are not necessarily your opponents. Instead, they believe honest criticism from trusted friends or family can sometimes be more valuable than constant agreement. Others disagree, pointing out that without knowing the full story, it's impossible to determine what truly caused the fallout. Until those directly involved provide additional context, much of the public conversation remains based on opinions and speculation rather than confirmed facts. Discussion surrounding this situation has grown beyond the family dispute itself. It has also sparked a broader conversation about the importance of surrounding yourself with people who are willing to offer honest opinions rather than constant praise. Some believe that constructive criticism from trusted friends and family can be valuable, while others feel unwavering support is just as important during difficult times. Many observers have also expressed sympathy for everyone involved, arguing that family conflicts are often best handled privately instead of becoming public discussions on social media. That belief has become one of the biggest themes emerging from the online reaction.
Supporters have pointed out that Shields has previously helped her sister and her children relocate from Flint to Atlanta, something that has been acknowledged in many discussions about the situation. At the same time, others argue that past acts of support do not automatically resolve future disagreements, especially when emotions become involved. Another point raised in the public conversation is Brianna's account that she left her job and chose to attend the family funeral to support her sister, despite reportedly having reservations about going in the first place. If accurate, some observers believe that context makes the current breakdown in their relationship even more surprising. Now, many people are wondering whether Brianna will eventually respond publicly. Some speculate that another live stream or social media statement could reignite the controversy and bring renewed attention to the family dispute. Whether that happens remains uncertain, but it's clear that interest in the story has not faded. Much of the public reaction has centered on the decision to address such a personal matter online. Because Brianna had remained relatively quiet on social media following the earlier controversy, Shields' recent post caught many followers off guard and prompted a fresh wave of discussion. For now, the situation continues to generate strong opinions from both supporters and critics. However, until those directly involved choose to share additional information, many of the conclusions being discussed online remain based on personal interpretations rather than confirmed facts. That decision has continued to spark debate across social media. Critics argue that making a private family disagreement public inevitably places additional pressure on everyone involved. In their view, the issue could have remained a personal matter instead of becoming another viral online discussion. Once a conflict is shared publicly, however, the conversation often develops a life of its own. Many followers already believe the sisters were no longer on good terms after the earlier controversy, but the latest post reignited the story and created a fresh wave of headlines. For that reason, some people have questioned whether making another public statement was necessary. Others point out that if Brianna chooses to respond with her own perspective, public opinion could shift depending on what she shares. That's one reason family disputes played out on social media often become unpredictable. As more people speak out, the story can quickly grow beyond the original disagreement. At the same time, many observers hope the sisters are eventually able to resolve their differences. Family relationships are often complicated, and disagreements become even more difficult to navigate when they unfold in front of a large online audience. Whether reconciliation is possible remains something only time will answer. Some commentators believe Brianna's best path forward is to focus on her own well-being and her children rather than continuing a public back and forth. From that perspective, setting healthy boundaries may be more productive than extending the conflict online. Others agree that if the relationship cannot be repaired, moving forward separately may ultimately be the healthiest outcome for everyone involved. Many people also believe the disagreement might have remained private if it had never reached social media. Once personal conflicts become public, responses, reactions, and speculation often become unavoidable. That's simply the reality of today's online environment, where every new post can generate another round of discussion. Now that the situation is in the public eye, both sides have the opportunity to share their version of events if they choose. Whether doing so would help resolve the conflict is another matter entirely. For now, the family dispute continues to draw attention from supporters and critics alike. The conversation then shifts back to Papoose, who has continued addressing the controversy during interviews. Some viewers feel his responses have remained largely consistent each time he discusses the situation, while others see that as a sign of staying focused on his message. As with much of this story, opinions remain divided. His latest interview has once again fueled discussion online, with many people analyzing his comments and comparing them to his previous statements. To better understand the ongoing conversation, let's take a closer look at what he said in the interview and examine the full context behind his remarks rather than relying only on short clips or social media quotes.
For you, this journey with the growth.
Well, Claressa is the best thing that ever happened to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta say that, man. Definitely one of the best things that ever happened in my life. Very beautiful. very outgoing. So much love, man. So much fun. Smart.
Come on.
You know what I mean? People don't know. They don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Just a blessing in my life, man. Love it.
How has this been for you?
In his latest interview, Papoose largely repeated the same themes he has shared in previous appearances. He spoke highly of Claressa Shields, describing her as someone who has had a positive impact on his life while praising her personality, intelligence, and accomplishments. Even so, many viewers continue to ask the same questions that have surrounded the relationship for months. Some wonder why his divorce has not yet been finalized and why reminders of his previous marriage are still publicly visible. Those unanswered questions remain a major part of the online conversation and continue to fuel debate. The timing of the interview has also drawn attention. Some observers believe it comes at an important moment, with Shields preparing for her upcoming fight. Others have compared it to Papoose's earlier interview, in which he discussed not wearing a ring and said the couple was not living together. Because of those earlier comments, some viewers feel his latest interview presents a noticeably different tone. As a result, opinions remain divided. Supporters see Papoose's comments as those of a partner publicly showing his support, while critics believe the interview was intended to reinforce a positive public image ahead of the fight. Neither interpretation has been confirmed, leaving much of the discussion based on individual opinion. Some social media users have also speculated about whether the ongoing attention surrounding the relationship has had an impact on Shields' personal life, including her recent family disagreements. However, there is no verified evidence connecting those events, and those claims remain speculative. Despite the latest interview, many viewers say their opinions have not changed. For people who have closely followed the story from the beginning, the interview did little to answer the questions they still have about the relationship. Interestingly, one of the moments that continues to be discussed is Papoose's
earlier acknowledgement that he and Shields were not living together and that there was no engagement ring. Those remarks are still frequently referenced whenever the relationship becomes a topic of conversation, with some viewers comparing them to the more complimentary statements made in his recent interview. Ultimately, the debate continues because many people believe actions often carry as much weight as words. Until there are clearer developments regarding the relationship, supporters and critics alike are likely to keep interpreting each new interview through their own perspective. Many critics believe that actions would speak louder than interviews. From their perspective, living together, resolving unfinished personal matters, and addressing the remaining legal issues would provide clearer answers than public statements ever could. One of the biggest points of discussion continues to be the status of the divorce. Some viewers feel that regardless of the relationship dynamics, the legal situation should already be resolved. Until that happens, every new interview or public appearance seems to bring the same questions back into the spotlight. At the same time, others believe everyone involved is ready to move forward. Remy has previously expressed that she wants the divorce process completed, and many supporters feel that closing this chapter would allow all sides to move on without the constant online debate. For many observers, the solution appears simple: finalize the divorce, move forward separately, and put the ongoing speculation to rest. Some believe that could significantly reduce the attention surrounding the situation. There has also been discussion about why Remy has not publicly entered another serious relationship. Some people speculate that she may prefer to wait until the marriage is officially over before beginning a new chapter in her personal life for supporters. Supporters of that viewpoint believe she may be avoiding unnecessary drama and choosing to handle everything carefully before moving forward. Meanwhile, attention has shifted back to Claressa Shields' training camp and the people involved in her preparation for the upcoming fight. Fans have noticed Dre once again playing a role in helping her train, which has sparked another wave of online discussion. Some viewers have commented on the chemistry they believe they see between Claressa and Dre during public appearances, pointing to moments where she appears comfortable, smiling, and relaxed around him. However, those opinions are based only on what has been shown publicly, and there has been no